Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for legendary musicians that have never had a single that hit the coveted #1 spot on the Billboard 100. While they may have hit the top spot in their respective genres, for this list, we'll just be focusing on the Hot 100.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10, Journey. It's hard to believe that seemingly inescapable songs like Don't Stop Believin' never topped the charts, but it's true. The anthem peaked at the 9th spot.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Journey has been a staple in the industry for decades, with hits that have stood the test of time and are still played to this day. They came closer with Who's Crying Now at 4. Their most successful entry to date was Open Arms at 2. So close, yet so far.
So here I am with open arms.
Given how prolific they've been, it's hard to believe they've never had the honor, although they've certainly proven you don't need #1s to achieve a lengthy career.
Someday love will find you. Break those chains that bind you.
Number 9, Linkin Park. This modern rock band proved their superstar status early on, with their 4th single, In the End, going to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The angsty yet hardcore tune resonated with fans everywhere, and before long, Linkin Park was a household name. They would continue to see success as they progressed, such as going number 7 with What I've Done. Despite their popularity amongst the younger crowd, they were never able to get to the very top. In the End was ultimately stopped by Ain't It Funny by Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule. What's sad is that given that they were still releasing music up until Chester Bennington's tragic death, there was a chance that they would have gotten there eventually.
One more light goes out.
Number 8, Missy Elliot. This hip-hop legend may be one of the most recognizable names in the genre, but that unfortunately hasn't translated to the main charts. She came incredibly close with Work It, which is one of 2 songs tied for longest running at number 2.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
She maintained the position for 10 weeks. Unfortunately, there was one behemoth standing in her way, Eminem's Lose Yourself. His track easily sailed to the top spot, leaving Missy in 2nd place. Both pieces are iconic, though, so we can't be too mad about it. She has also come close with her features. 1-2 Step almost made it to number 2 before plateauing. She is still working, so there's a chance she'll attain it someday. And if she does, it'll be so deserved.
I know you heard about a lot of great MCs, but they ain't got nothing on me.
Number 7, Johnny Cash. Despite being one of the most prolific musicians of the 20th century, he's never had much luck on the Hot 100.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
While he topped the country boards with ease, Johnny Cash saw his work regularly fall to the number 40 to number 60 slots. The closest he ever came to the peak was with a live version of A Boy Named Sue, which was a cover of a poem by Shel Silverstein and was blocked from the highest mark by the Rolling Stones.
And I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue.
Regardless, that never mattered. He's the ultimate proof that you don't need mainstream success to achieve longevity.
I wear the black in mourning for the lives that could have been.
Despite coming across as not charting well, he's undoubtedly left a mark on the industry as a whole, with his legacy spanning decades and genres.
I would find a way.
Number 6, Creedence Clearwater Revival. This iconic group has gotten so close to the number one position that it's almost laughable they were never quite able to reach it. Creedence Clearwater Revival scored 5 second-place hits across their career, just falling short each time. These were huge, too. Momentous tracks like Proud Mary and Bad Moon Rising that have stood the test of time to become staples in the genre. In fact, they hold the honor for the artist with the most singles in the top 10, without ever hitting the zenith. That has to count for something, right? They may always be the bridesmaid and not the bride, but there's no denying that their discography has had a long-term impact. Number 5. Nirvana. This feels more like a badge of honor for the band than anything else. Nirvana, Kurt Cobain in particular, never seemed too bothered about commercial success. Instead, their focus was entirely on the music. It's probably no surprise that Smells Like Teen Spirit was the closest they came to touching number 1, which is funny considering that it was written to be nonsensical, and that Cobain's vocals made it even harder to tell what was being said.
It's hard to find a well, whatever, never mind.
And yet, it was still a smashing success, although it wasn't quite able to break into the upper 5. There's no telling what would have happened had Cobain lived and they continued touring. Although given their success at the time, they probably would have reached number 1 at some point.
Hey, wait, I gotta
Number 4. Led Zeppelin. When it comes to dropping new work, Led Zeppelin was more fond of releasing albums all at once, rather than releasing singles. So it only makes sense they were never able to go number 1, although they did get close with 1969's Whole Lotta Love. While they had slightly less luck in the States, they were still able to see some success on Billboard. However, the biggest shock is that their magnum opus, Stairway to Heaven, didn't even chart in America. But that's actually easy to explain. It was never actually released as a single in the US, and so couldn't be listed on the Billboard's charts.
Stairway to heaven.
Number 3. James Brown. The godfather of soul is no stranger to the Hot 100. In fact, he charted over 90 songs on it throughout his illustrious career.
So nice, I got you.
And yet, the iconic performer has never reached number 1. In fact, it took him nearly a decade to even reach the top 10, which is unfathomable given his impact.
So good, 'cause I got you.
I Got You, I Feel Good hit number 3, marking his peak on the singles catalog. He saw more luck on the R&B lists, which he dominated.
Ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag.
Regardless, he helped set the standard when it comes to performance and passion, 2 things that have helped his legacy live on even after his death. He also paved the way for future funk artists to command the charts.
I feel good.
Number 2. Bob Dylan. Known for his complex songwriting and social activism, this folk singer is one of the most respected musicians in history.
How does it feel to be on your own?
While he may not have had the most mainstream run compared to his contemporaries, there's no denying his impact on culture. Like a Rolling Stone, despite its staggering 6-minute length, made it all the way to number 2, proving that tracks didn't have to be short and sweet to be successful.
Like a Rolling Stone.
He had other fan favorites throughout the 60s, such as the eclectic Rainy Day Women number 12 and 35, but was still prevented from hitting number 1.
Everybody must get stoned. All right.
At least Christie reached the peak as a songwriter when the Byrds' version of Mr. Tambourine Man topped the charts. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Sheryl Crow. Boyz II Men kept All I Wanna Do at number 2.
All I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one.
Green Day. Green Day didn't even hit the top 100 until 2004's American Idiot.
My shadow's only one that walks beside me.
Chaka Khan. Her powerhouse vocals helped her make it as high as number 3. Pat Benatar. This iconic vocalist had 4 top 10s, but no number 1s.
Love is a battlefield.
Jimi Hendrix. One of the best guitarists ever, Hendrix only had 1 hit at number 20.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Bruce Springsteen. He may be one of the most iconic artists of his generation, but even he hasn't made it to the peak of Billboard's chart.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone?
Throughout his career, the boss has released almost 80 singles and has come close to getting the number 1 spot with a few of them. The closest was Dancing in the Dark at number 2, which he wrote because he had been told his album needed a hit single.
Can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark.
Unfortunately, Duran Duran's The Reflex and Prince's When Doves Cry kept it from the top. While he may not have completely ruled the singles list, he has undoubtedly made his mark as one of the pillars of rock and roll.
This comes for higher. Even if we're just dancing in the dark.
He's living proof that you don't have to go number 1 to be number 1. What songs by these artists do you think deserve to go number 1? Let us know in the comments below.
'Cause he's loving who he's touching, he's squeezing.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.